We have some amazing astrology for September 2025, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising, eclipses moving through your sign and the sign opposite you, indicating with support from Lord Jupiter, glow ups in good fortune, financial good fortune, creative luck, and as well changes most likely connected to your life regarding home, relationship, or career. This is an exciting time for you. These eclipses are 18 to 20 years rare. And so because of that, we're really going to spend a bit of time on those eclipses in our video today. We're also going to talk about how the amazing Lord Jupiter story is serving you. There's Jupiter stuff going on you haven't seen since the 1800s, and you need to know about it because Jupiter is the ruler of your sign. In other words, he's a planet with the most power. So what we're going to do right now is we get ready to go into the August forecast for your sign, and we're going to go week by week. So each week is a separate story. I want to just introduce myself and say, hi, my name is Lori Lothian. I am using the Western Tropical Zodiac, whole sign houses, and all that good jazz. And today's video is going to be about timing your life in the best possible flow during the crazy ass eclipse change month of September. And as we do astrology to time our best life or know how to navigate with better acuity, I want you to consider, would you like to learn how to do this yourself, a little bit at least? Then if you want to see how to time your best life by being your own astrologer and doing some sky reading, my Sky Reader course starts on the 27th of September. Love to have you there. It's literally all about learning astrology enough to make some timing tools work for you. And so you can sky read your sky and sky read the real sky as well. Come join me. We have weekly Q&As, 4 bonus teacher modules by guest teachers of astrology. We have forever evergreen access to the content, replays available if you can't make the classes live, connection to the Facebook and Discord community for other students to meet each other, and more. So if you're into this kind of learning environment, please join me. I only teach it once a year, and it's never for resale. So if this is what you want to learn, come join me. I'd love to have you. So guys, and in the description box and pinned to the comments will be the contact information, like the website and the enrollment platform and all of that. All right, so let's get going and talk about the sky. I'm going to show you the sky so you can see it. And I'm recording this way early, like August 14th, because I need to travel to the Yukon. But I want you to know that if you were in my Patreon community, you would get this well before like the 3rd week of September. So, I mean, August. So if you want early access, ad-free content, please join me there as well. Everything about my website is in the description box under the video about me and what I'm up to. All right, guys, like this is the beginning of your story. Ascendant is here in Pisces. However, if your sun sign is what you're listening to, it could be here, and so could your moon be here. We're pretending the moon and sun are first house Pisces placements to make derived house predictions from your moon and sun. Let's go to the basics just before we begin. Your rising sign is about your character in the simulation. It's your avatar in a video game. So it's not the deep part of you, but it's the one you embody and express and see life, the lens of life through the character. Whereas the sun is your true self, like the video game player. And that part of you is also your sun, your career, and your purpose. And then when we think about the moon, we think about how we feel about life, how we navigate it with our thinking, feeling apparatus, our emotional thinking, feeling complex, but it's also connected to our matters of home. For example, eclipses to the moon can eclipse your home and you'll move your home. Eclipses to the sun can eclipse your career. You'll change your career. Eclipses the ascendant can change anything in your life. It can change your ascendant is rising sign. It can change your anything in your life, like everything's up for grabs, So we'll talk about that later. We talk about the 2 eclipses this month, one on September 7th and one on the 21st. The first week of September is not fun for most people. It feels a little bit grindy, and that's because of a couple of squares in the sky. Squares bring tension, and tension is usually considered to be a challenge by most people. So it starts off with Mars and Jupiter having a tussle. You can see it on September 1st already. Jupiter, Santa Claus, fairy godfather, is exalted in your 5th house of children, romantic love, fun, play, pleasure, creative and artistic pursuits. The muse is on fire, your entrepreneurial business success, and on and on. There's a sense of your gracious expansion here. You give birth to stuff, literally children or projects or businesses. You're a baby birthing mode. And Jupiter here is flowing to your Pisces sky exaltation. And so it gives you a lot of juice as well for finding a sense of goodness and wisdom and knowledge and truth about about reality. And Jupiter here is going to have to deal with Mars. Mars here, right here. Now, this is about money for most of you. Some of you could be occult mysteries, revelations, or something like that. You want to create like an occult artwork or something because you had a deep insight. But for most of you, it's going to be a money story. And Mars is in the house of the money you share with that partner you're married to, the money you have from an inheritance, the money you have from maybe investments in the markets, the money you have from debt, credit card debts, and leveraged money, bank loans. And Mars wants to cut, end, and sever. And Jupiter is full of, yes, juice, magnificence, trust. Let's go for it. So I don't know. It may not be bad. You may be able to declare bankruptcy, cut away a debt, make changes to your investment structures in your stock market portfolio. I wouldn't do a risky stock investment under the sky because Mars is debilitated. Jupiter is exalted, but Mars is not in good shape. And there may be some conflict about money or challenges about money with a romantic lover, marriage partner, or child. And that is going to dominate the whole first 7 days of the month. Mars in debility or out of he's in exile, out of dignity in Libra, lasts for a while. It started August the 6th and it finishes up September 21st. So when it comes to matters of shared resources, money, that's a lot of tension there, but you also might be eliminating, cutting, and severing certain pieces of the story. This is dividing as well. Some of you in a divorce settlement will be dividing the assets, for example, during that transit, separating what's yours and what's mine kind of thing. Now, or fighting over the assets, I hope not. Then that gnarly week is also applying a little bit of pressure from good old Mercury squaring Uranus, starting on September 2nd. So on the 2nd, Mercury moves into Virgo. By the 3rd, he's definitely, moving along, squaring that Uranus. So the 2nd and 3rd of the month, unexpected, surprising developments that you would call information or news from your significant other, from in a legal contract setting, or from somebody you would call your audience, marketplace, or clients. There's something coming through that surprises you. The information is coming from another person, Mercury in the 7th house, and it has to do with home, land, property, and real estate. It may also have to do with your childhood or your mother. And whatever this is, it's going to surprise you. With Mars in the house of secrets, right? Whole sign trine to Uranus, family secrets may come out of the woodwork, but some significant other is divulging something to you. Like, hey, honey, I didn't pay our mortgage and we're getting our house, taken away. Hey, honey, something, something going on here, right? With your other person. And it probably involves property, land, home, and real estate, but also secrets. Okay. Secrets can be revealed, indulgently spilled out into your reality on the 2nd and 3rd. And it could come from a sibling, only if the sibling is 3 older than you in birth order, right? You're the 4th born under that sibling. Then that sibling communication, shock, surprise, real estate, childhood, property, and land may come through. South Node says it's fated and destined. The sun is shining there in the setting place. Could be unexpected news about or from one of the 3rd elder sibling as well as your marriage type partner or a significant other. Now, moving out of that narrative, what about the total lunar eclipse in your sign? It is going to happen on the 7th of September. It's a complete blood moon, full, total eclipse of the moon. It's on the North Node. It's in your sign. It's intense. It can indicate that you're going to have a completion or fulfillment or change or revelation about yourself. For the Aries, for the Pisces ascendant, you're going to be revealing something about self to self. Oh my God, I didn't know this about myself. And it can take up to 6 months for it to fulfill itself, to really get the whole thing done. Also, if it's your sun, it's your career. Maybe you're going to complete, end, shift, change your career path. And if it's your moon, it's about your home life and major changes coming through there as well for you Pisces moon people. And, because it's on the axis of self and other, which we also identify as the committed lover marriage axis, there's an eclipse in September. There are major changes in your committed love relationships. Things are shifting. Any kind of relationship that you're committed to, that's not like a one night stand or just a passing date. major changes here as well. The good news is that there's a beautiful flow from Lord Jupiter to the North Node, last seen in this way in 1800s. So it opens up a portal of success, of abundance, of joy, of prosperity. This could be also something to do with a child, indicating, like, for instance, the child is going to have a child, especially with Mars moving into the house of grandchildren in the third week of September. So there's that kind of exciting, fulfilling, destined change in your life. With Lord Saturn, as of September 1st, having moved back into your sign, and he was in your sign since 2023 March. This is his last gasp till next February. The sage-like knowledge and wisdom, the sage-like sober-minded realist that you've become since 2023 and gone through some hardships, maybe health challenges, especially to your feet or to your teeth or to your bones. You are now coming out the other end of that. But before that is complete, Saturn has more to show you. And at 29 degrees, he's complete, but turbulent and powerful. So what needs to come to a karmic ending or completion in your life? Is it where you live? Is it your career path? Is it your significant other? Is it your relationship to some situation that has to come to a close? This total full lunar eclipse is going to reveal that to you. And, you know, up to a month before and up to 3 months after, you should get a gist of what it's about, although it has a full 6-month unfoldment. And the other element about the lunar eclipse too, it will reveal things to you you need to see about your health if it's your rising sign, your body, etc. You'll be clear and you'll know what to do, and you'll use that Saturnian, serious, responsible energy to work to heal, basically, and Jupiter would support that. Finally, creative projects, art projects, entrepreneurial business projects are really positive. Birthing a real baby or a grandbaby coming in. These are exciting ways that Jupiter wants to support this energy in your chart. Now, let's continue to the second week, the 7th to the 14th. As we move forward, we're going to see that we have a beautiful glow up. It's kind of like sunny days are here again between the sun in the house of marriage and Jupiter in the house of children. Well, this could be many things. It could be a legal contract, especially with Mercury here, connected to art and creative projects that's going to be very successful. It could be a situation that glows up your partner, that they're going to have some kind of good things happening with their luck, with their good fortune, with their children. This could be a very positive development for you in terms of romantic love in a relationship, having a really feel-good energy. You might find that with Jupiter supporting this energy, like he's applying from exaltation, that you have some extremely positive developments regarding artistic creations, whatever they would be, and getting it out to an audience or a marketplace and being well received. Okay. Promoting, marketing, selling something entrepreneurial, creative, and having a really great response, and maybe being very fulfilled in that positive feedback that you're getting. Mercury will join the sun in a cazimi. It's a reset button in the house of marriage. It's going to happen, on the 12th, 13th. This energy is going to allow for a new beginning, a reset that will unfold as a clear new path over 6 weeks after. It is about long-term kindred love, endings or beginnings. South Node is saying for some of you, maybe it's time to let go of that relationship or your attachment to it. New beginnings here can be about legal contracts and agreements of any sort that you want to have something new start off, but you have to sign contracts, maybe about real estate, property, home, or career job contracts as well. Whatever it is, it's blessing you as a fresh start, new beginning. And Saturn across the way says we're being serious and we're being realistic. And that Mars opposite Chiron is continuing to remind us that the chironic wound around money is trying to clear. It could be that you wasted money, lost money, spent money, couldn't make money, had to fight for money ever since 2019. And this is coming to a close in 2027. And with Mars across from Chiron, there's a real pivot point around financial wounding and self-worth, and wounding around money, worth, and self-worth that wants to also shift out of the storyline. So keep that in mind. That's building up anyway for most of September. Now, on the 14th to the 21st of the month, we're going to have a beautiful story with Venus. Venus is coming into, I guess I'd say, a tango, positive dancing routine. Or maybe she's doing, I don't know, the tango, salsa with Mars in a sextile. It starts to be felt on the September 11th timeframe. It completes on the 19th. And that is because Venus is moving through her entitled kingdom. She's on her Leonine throne in your sixth house of health and work, pets and rentals. So health, work, pets, and rentals have been optimized for you ever since she got into the sky in this placement on August 25th. For example, August 25th to the September 1st might have been a great opportunity for a new pet or a sudden rental opportunity that was really auspicious, or some improvements that were surprising about your health. Now she's continuing her journey through this house, and she continues here till September 18th. And she can really bonify or give you positive feedback from the colleagues, co-workers, employee space. She really gives you beautiful energies to increase your health and wellness, especially from working out or moving or going to local gyms and establishments. She rules your third house. And she really does love you up here in terms of being able to work with debt, to eliminate debt, to tidy up issues around debt. And so there's a lot of beautiful energy she's offering you. And I just love her sextile to Mars because he's doing her bidding. What do you desire to do with financial debt? Mars will fix it. What do you desire to do regarding your health? Mars will find the next course of action. What do you want to do when it comes to shared monies with a spouse? Venus is looking for a deeper solution, and Mars will come up with it. And I like that Venus is here because if you're looking at your life through the lens of the work story, this is where you're going to feel very rewarded. And she's flowing to the chironic money wound. So the idea of work and financial resourcefulness become healed as she journeys through this part of the sky throughout September until the 18th of the month. So look at that as such a blessing for you. One of the things I want to mention here is that you're going to see that when Venus is here, if you want a pet, you're going to get a beautiful pet, a pet that brings you joy. And, kind of like the idea of a pet for you as well under this kind of sky. If you've been thinking about it and you're unsure, I think Venus could bring you a beautiful pet that's very soothing and very healing for you, especially given as she's dancing with Mars, we see the nurturant moon in the fourth house also flowing to Venus. Home is nurturant, says Venus, with an animal to cuddle with. Now, and she could also bring you a great rental opportunity as well. A new place to rent and lease, or as a landlord, the perfect tenant can show up. Now, when we look at, Mercury opposite Saturn, that's a story that begins to show up closer to the end of this journey through your seventh house of other people. Look at that on September 16th, 17th, 18th. There's an opposition to Saturn, makes communications difficult with your significant other. It may be constrained or serious or hard conversations happening with your mate. If you don't have a mate, then regarding legal contracts, pause, wait, and think it through. Have an expert look at the contract. There's something about a hold up or a pause or a constriction or a really tough communication story. Just a short time, guys. And don't forget, with eclipses going through houses 1 and 7 and the South Node in the marriage house, this could be just one of those hard conversations, but very realistic. And it may be overdue. Saturn's retrograde about whether a relationship is going to continue or not. As we move into the next story, it is September 21st, and we're having an eclipse, and it is partial solar eclipse. So a new moon is forming at here, 28, 29 degrees of your sixth house. It's a fresh start because it's a new moon, but it's also an eclipse. So it's a destined portal of change. And, excuse me, guys, I'm sorry. Got to get your sign back. I think, what are we doing in the sixth house? It's a destined portal of change in significant long-term love relationships, business partnerships, and how you relate to your audience, clients, and marketplace. For the seventh house is 10 houses from the 10th. So it's the visible output from your career that reaches the public. And a destined change is here. If you're in a relationship and these eclipses are here, and now you have this particular eclipse, last seen in September of 2007 in a similar manner, nothing is exactly the same. Did a major relationship shift happen for you in the fall of 2007 to 2008? I bet you some of you can remember that. And I mean, I had another person talk about this with me, and it might have been a love affair, not even his marriage, right? But some significant relationship may come to a close, karmic destined endings with the South Node. It's an ending and a beginning. It's a closure, a reset, a release, a surrender, so something new can emerge here. A fallen Venus in Virgo isn't an ideal position for successful continuation of an existing relationship. That's for sure. Venus exalts you, by the way, but she's in the house of somebody else. And it could be that there's some issues going on with a partner that have nothing to do with you. They're going through some challenges in their life. Venus rules the house of siblings. So maybe your partner's going through a challenge with one of their siblings and you're just on the sideline going, I hope you're okay. It might be really tough. How are you dealing with that? Right. The other energy of this could be there's a difficult circumstance in the life of the partner because this is the partner's life, not always your very own life. And it may have to do with financial matters or legal and financial matters. And you're in the witnessing position, right? So don't always take it too personally. It may not be about you. But on the other hand, if you're in a relationship that is time to close it out, it's coming to its ending. This is what we're seeing. Venus has moved, as you know, here out of her Leonine kingdom, and she's moved here into the next sign, which is her Virgo placement, September 19th to October 14th. And that is a long, long story of you working with Venus in the seventh house in a detriment position. It can be difficulties over those weeks in the life of your significant other or in your relationship to that person. Yeah, because when she enters here, she squares Uranus. She's going to bring some surprises into your world. The surprises may be about land, property, home, real estate. It could involve matters of a sibling 3 older than you, up the birth order. It could also have connections to legal implications connected to property and land, and some exciting, unexpected developments, but maybe also challenges. And so those are also happening around September 19th to the 22nd. And the eclipse itself takes up to a year to fulfill itself. And so you can't tell the lay of the land right away. There's a good news story that there's a bonification from Jupiter in a sextile to the eclipse. So you would find also good information or developments coming through your children's lives, connected to their marriages, or children's lives connected to maybe fertility and pregnancy. The fallen Venus could mean unexpected pregnancy in this kind of story. That wouldn't surprise me with Uranus. Or one of your children all of a sudden pregnant and you weren't expecting it. That could be a story. Or maybe your life of your partner and their children and unexpectedly pregnant. Okay, but there's that kind of vibe going on here around the 22nd of the month as well. Venus goes through your seventh house once a year. So it's nothing unexpected. It's about 3 weeks every year. Why it's important is she's involved in the same place as the South Node and the eclipses. So it definitely can be karmic endings in long-term existing love relationships. It can definitely look like that. Alrighty. All right, moving on to the next story. When we get into the kite story, that's important. Did I miss the kite for you, or did I talk? No, I didn't. I missed it. I apologize. We'll go back a couple of days. Look at this. So when Mercury moves into Libra, and he'll be in Libra after his jaunt through your seventh house, he'll be in Libra all the way through from September 18th to October 7th. And he's going to help tidy up your accounting, your finances, your books. Matters to do with occult mysteries are fortunate. Maybe you want to learn something. Mercury here could be communication from the dead, and Mercury here can be very much about, financial housekeeping and balancing the books and investments as well. Now, Mercury is at the bottom of a kite lifting off in the second house of money, earnings, and resources. So there's something good trying to happen on the money axis here for you. Neptune's being activated. Got surprises around property and real estate, power from foreign lands and distant shores, and lifting off in a money story. So there's a money story taking off for you, but Neptune at the top of the kite retrograde is connected to matters of the past as well. And it's ruled by Mars, and Mars is at the time of the kite activation. He's in your chunky money house. It could be an investment that you made ages ago and you didn't think it was going to take off in the market, and it does. It could be some money that's coming from an inheritance that you didn't think you were ever going to get. It could be some kind of money that is coming from Neptunian activity, photography, art, music, storytelling, videography, all of that. So, and you're going to have a little bit of ka-ching in that story as well. So it's nice to see the kite lifting off, and it's going to lift off again. You're going to have a second wave of kite liftoff when the sun activates the same spot on September the 23rd. The sun moves into Libra, and boom, The sun will also hold the kite under the energy of a new moon and Mercury embedded there. So new beginnings in your finances is the best code for that, one way or the other, whether you're earning the money or whether you're going to invest and make money is a new success, finance, home, land, property, real estate story. And it's going to emerge in this time frame that I'm talking about, around the 18th, and then later on the 22nd, it gets stronger, 22nd, 23rd. Mars has moved into Scorpio, the ninth house. He's going to be there for 6 weeks, September 22nd to November 3rd. By the time we get to October, he loves up Jupiter and your ascendant North Node combination. So you're heading into a beautiful water trine that activates purpose, meaning in life, luck, prosperity, success, fertility, children, grandchildren. That's coming down the pipeline. But Scorpio for Mars is a strong place. He's doing his best in his dignity to take action and make decisions for you. For some of you, September 22 to November 3rd can indicate travel abroad to far foreign shores and lands. And you may find yourself successfully, ambitiously pursuing higher education, book publishing endeavors, matters to do maybe with a spiritual quest or a pilgrimage, September 22 to November 3rd. However, at the beginning, he squares Pluto, and that's where things are a little bit like grinding. September 23rd to about the 25th, 26th. Okay. That window of time, it's like, it could be a power struggle, but it could also be about travel. Neptune, Pluto and Mars are in travel houses, and you might have urgency or intensity or unstoppable willpower for a journey, a foreign land trip, a travel opportunity. Pluto is in the house of hospitals and prisons. Mars is in the house of fathers and father figures in Indian astrology. There may be some challenges with a father figure, someone you look up to, like an authority or father figure, or a real father, and hospitals, maybe accidents and injuries, right? That kind of thing. But whatever it is, you are literally, or a male figure, some male in your life, in a hospital setting. There's so many ways to parse this, right? But all said and done, you are looking at it as a positive thing for the most part, because it trines you and it trines Jupiter and creates grand water trine energy throughout the month of September and October. So nothing wrong with that. And if you want to travel abroad, go on a pilgrimage, you want to connect to adventure and passionate learning, publications with passion, this is your story. I encourage you to go for it. Finally, let's draw a word from the dictionary oracle for you guys. What do we have? Dictionary oracle. Let's go for it. Boom. Dictionary oracle. Message for Pisces September. And oh my goodness. I don't think I got that one right. Let me try again. Sorry. This is the first time I didn't land on a word that made sense, but it was hydraulic. I'm like, okay, be hydraulic. Okay. Get hydraulic during this time. Immigrant. Okay. Well, that's your ninth house where Mars is going. You're not going to be an immigrant, but it means foreign lands, foreign shores, distant places, visas and passports. So closest I got was immigration, immigrant. Certainly some of you could move to another country under this influence. It's not the most obvious thing, but Uranus is shocking you in the fourth house. So you could change your home to another place, but rather than immigrate, you might travel. So there's a lot of you who might want to go on far off journeys and distant shore land trips. September 22nd to November 3rd. Let's see if some of you actually immigrate. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell for notification, and so you don't miss a thing. And I'll see you in my next video. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Ciao, ciao. And like, subscribe, and come to Sky Reader. Love to see you there.